Hey guys, I got a special video to make, and this is going to be a little bit different because a little while ago, a friend of mine on the internet, his name is Alan, he goes by Commodore Urban. He's the jack of all trades with the foul mouth, and his knowledge of ocean liners is what attracted me to the channel in the first place. And the guy really knows his stuff. Anyway, he honored me by doing a drawing for me. And you know, those of you who watch my channel, you know that I'm, well, borderline obsessed with the Titanic, and I look at her like a beautiful lady, kind of like I do with the USS Enterprise. Well, he sees her the same way, if I'm reading him right. And he did a picture for me. He drew a picture of a woman, and the way she's dressed in parts of the ship, and it blew my mind. It was really amazing. He did a video honoring me. I had never had a video like that before. It really put a lump in my throat. He was amazing, and, well, I want to honor him because I think he deserves it. And what you're looking at is my blank sketch pad, and I'm going to be doing a painting of the SS United States, and I'm going to dedicate it to him. You can see I got all my, well, not all of it, but I got my United States memorabilia out. I got the Revell kit for inspiration, and I've got the Ideal kit on the bottom for inspiration. And if that isn't inspiration enough, I've got a bar of soap that was actually on the SS United States. I've got a pin tray. I'll show that to you. You can see the logo. And I'll be doing videos on these at a later time. And I got the glass, the drinking glass. So, I got all my inspiration. So what I think I'm going to do is, I'm torn because I got a couple of ideas. I had wanted to do like a painting of the ship for him. One of the views of the Titanic that I love the most is she's either pulling into port or she's getting ready to leave port. And you can see her on the side of the dock, and all the smoke is coming billowing from her smokestacks, and I love that angle. So I think I'm going to do that angle of the United States for him. You can see I've got my inspiration, and the first thing I'm going to do is sketch it out. Once it's sketched out, then I can think about painting it. I don't know if I'm going to do watercolor, paint, or the oil, or... well, I'll figure it out as I go along, but this is the beginning. So I'll show you the update when I get started. Alright, to give you a little bit of an update what I've been doing, I wanted to make it personal for him, and I was thinking, well, a life preserver, something to do with the life preserver. And looking through some of the memorabilia from the ship on eBay, I saw something, I don't know if it was a menu or something that had a life preserver on it, and it had the United States lines written on it, and it had a picture of the ship in the middle. Well, the view that I wanted to do, that I was telling you about, I'm going to do it right in the middle. I'm going to do the illustration, and I'm going to put the Commodore Urban, put his name, and I'm going to put Alan on the bottom. And it'll be the life preserver, and I'll do the ropes, and I'll do it the same red, white, and blue, the colors for the United States line. So now that I have a plan in place, a little bit easier to add to it. Alright, so I did the basic drawing of the ship. I did it freehand, so Alan, you're a lot better artist than I am. It's not easy to draw freehand, but the pictures you did were fantastic, buddy. So I got the basic design in. So what I want to start to do now is I want to start to color in inside of the life preserver. So as I go along, I'm going to start to detail the ship more. And I think I'm going to use colored pencils. I'm going to see how that looks. Alright, so I started using colored pencil. I think it'll be easier than doing the paint. At least I'll be neater, try to keep it in a line. So I did the sky and I filled in some of the clouds. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the ocean. Alright, so I filled in the ocean, and I tried to draw waves. Sorry, buddy, I'm not an artist. The waves look kind of But what I hope is once I color in the ship, and I'm going to outline it, I'm either going to use a permanent marker to really bring it out, or I'm going to use the dark charcoal pencil. So the ocean and the sky are done, so let me start to bring out the details, and I'm going to start coloring the ship. Alright, so I'm starting to get it to come together a little bit. I did the funnels, I outlined the clouds, I did the waves. I wanted to emphasize on her wake, breaking through the water, because she did break the record. Originally set by the Lusitania, broken by the Queen Elizabeth or the Queen Mary, one of those two, and then broken by the SS United States herself. So I wanted to get that wake. So because the rest of the ship is basically white, now I'm going to get that pen and I'm going to try to color everything in to try to bring out the lines and the detail. Alright, so I colored it in with the Sharpie, and I kind of brought out the detail, and you can see the picture itself is pretty much done. So I'm going to start working on the life preserver now. And I'm thinking I'm going to put it, I don't really know the color. Was it colored on the United States? I'll have to check. But that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start putting the wording and the details on. Alright, for the wording, I had wanted to honor him and make it more personal with the United States. So what I did was I put his name on top, his YouTube name, and I'm going to make those letters a little more legible and better looking. I just wanted to place everything, and I put his name on the bottom. So, let's draw the outside. I think I'm going to put rope and stuff on the outside, so I'll show you what that looks like when that's all set. Alright, so I colored it in. I used permanent marker. I went through the page. I probably should have measured it out. That's going through with freehand. But what I want to do now is just like the thing that I saw or remember. I remember the lettering had gold in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put gold. I'm going to try to put paint. And I'll try to put the gold into the letters to make them stick out. Okay, so what I did, let me tell you what I did. I wanted the gold stamping, and it had the black shadow or background, the outline. And I didn't know how to do it because I'm doing it freehand. So I did it with black permanent marker, and then I had an idea to take the gold paint. So I took the Testors gold paint, I took a toothpick, I would dip it in and spread the drop around, and I think it actually came out good. It looks like gold lettering, gold stamping. It's not perfect because it wasn't done on a computer, it was done by hand, but I think it came out pretty good. So now I can do the detail on the life preserver, and I can do the background, because I think it was red, white, and blue that I saw on the, like I said, I don't know if it was deck plans or I don't know what it was, but it was something to do with the SS United States, and I'll put the picture up once I find it. But I'll show you what it looks like when I get the background done. Alright, so I did a little bit, let me give you an update. I did a little bit of the background, and it's red, white, and blue, the colors. I went ahead and I tried to put the name on the side of the ship. I probably shouldn't have done that because now it looks, no, I don't know if that looks, it was really tough because I had to use white paint and I had to use a toothpick, and because it's small, you know how the paint balls up at the end of the toothpick. So I had to keep wiping it, and just to get it enough to put it on. But I wanted to get the United States on there somehow, because people could have looked at it and say, oh, it looks like the SS America. And, well, it does, but it's not. It's the United States, and I wanted it to be known that it was the United States. So that's why I put the name on the side, and I highlighted the anchor and the middle anchor. And I did the background. I wish I had some nice permanent marker like red and blue to do the background. I think it would look better. You know, the colored pencil doesn't really do it justice. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring out all the detail with the pen, the Sharpie pen, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so I finished doing a detail, and I think I got it just about finished. Again, I wish I had some marker to go along over the colored pencil, because it doesn't look solid. I wanted it to look solid. But the way the life preserver came out and the rope, like I said, I'm going to put up the picture because I found a picture that I was thinking of, and I think I came relatively close to that. So the picture is finished. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk about Commodore Urban. Okay, Alan, your tribute video. Let's go ahead and give you some support and recognition. Let me show you the stuff I was telling you about that I got. I'll be doing a video on these pretty soon. The soap is amazing. It still smells like strong soap. So I kept it in the bag. So this is the picture. I ended up really the picture that I had wanted to do, like of the Titanic when she's coming into port. It might have been a little bit better because, you know, there's not a lot of pictures of the United States from this angle, from this side. I don't know why, but this is how I wanted her, because I had a vision of the Titanic. My favorite shot of the Titanic, and I'll throw it up, you can see she's coming into port, and I think she's gorgeous. So I basically had to look at the model and try to figure out how to make it look good without making it look like a little kindergarten kid did it. So it's all set, it's all done. The inside, basically it's a life preserver, and you've got the rope around it, and you've got the red, white, and blue, the colors, and on the inside you have a depiction of the SS United States. You can see the wake. She's going 30 knots. She's cruising right along. I put Commodore Urban. I put his channel name on the life preserver because on the actual advertisement from the SS United States it had gold stamping. And I didn't know how to do that, so I used permanent marker. And then I put gold paint with a toothpick. And I put his name at the bottom, Alan. So I think that came out pretty decent, considering what I had wanted to do and the vision that I had in my head. And this actually gave me a little bit of practice, because eventually I want to get a canvas and I want to attempt an oil painting, and I want to do the RMS Titanic. So this gave me a good little practice for ship. Sketching, coloring, and eventually brushwork when I do the Titanic. Now, let me tell you guys a little bit about Commodore Urban. You guys that watch my channel, you know that I had recently done a video because I had gotten the trumpeter 1200 Titanic, and that's like the Super Bowl of all Titanic models. Well, a lot of you guys liked it, commented and stuff on it. And Commodore Urban was commenting on how expensive it was, and he didn't like the light kit that came with it. And I ended up getting a whole new light kit, but that's a whole nother video. So I was interested in some of his stuff, because, you know, there's so much stuff on YouTube, and, you know, everybody is an expert. And it seems like there's a lot of junk videos up that just nobody fact checks everything that they put on. You won't find any information in my videos that I didn't fact check, so I know it's absolutely true. And that's how it should be. Well, I started checking out Commodore Urban's channel, and I started looking at this ship called the United States. I knew about the United States before, but I didn't really know the history or like detail on what she looked like. She is a beautiful ship. I mean, she's easy to fall in love with, because she's just gorgeous. And she's like 990 feet. She's, 100 feet bigger than a Titanic. And she's got the transatlantic record. She's made of aluminum. the superstructure is aluminum, so it makes her light, and she's able to go fast. You know, I was thinking about it as I was doing the drawing. The England had the record with the Lusitania. Then the Lusitania lost the record to the Queen Mary, I think it was. And then the Queen Mary lost it to the American-made SS United States. So I kind of think of the SS United States as the United States version of the Titanic. It has the speed of the Lusitania and the Queen Mary, and it's got the luxury of, well, for its time, of the Titanic. The Titanic had, well, that's off the charts. It's not fair to compare her with the Titanic for the inside, because in the 50s, she was as modern as you could get. To me, the Titanic is just off the charts. Nothing is ever going to come close to the Titanic again. And a lot of people feel the same way about the SS United States. Now, Commodore Urban's channel, he actually built one from scratch. The thing's like 7 feet long. It's totally amazing. If I can, I'm going to put up pictures, a picture of it for you guys. And I'm going to put his channel link in the description so you guys can check out his channel. He's like me. He fact checks everything. He's got books on the subject on every ship, just about every ocean liner you can think of. And he recently did a tutorial on the SS United States. He did a build of the newer Revell kit. This one, sadly, this is not the one from the 50s. This is the one from the 90s. I think this is 96 release. But I put it up so I could have some inspiration while I did the drawing. And she is a beautiful ship. I love those funnels. And in Commodore Urban's tutorial, the last video, he talks about the flags and actually the messages behind the flags. And that was amazing because I learned something. You want to check out the video, check it out. You can learn what these flags mean. Because, you know, like battleships, they have those flags that fly different, information for the ship. And that's kind of like what they did for the SS United States. He went through the kit, he went through all the instructions, and he said what was good and what was inaccurate. And I think he actually did a 7-foot model of the SS America as well. I thought I had seen that in one of his videos. He loves the Titanic as well. He did a couple of great Titanic kits. He did the Academy 1/400 scale and a Minicraft 1/350. And he did not the Ideal Toy Corporation one that I've got, but he's done the Glencoe. And I'll be getting that in the mail pretty soon. And I'll be doing a review on that. You know, I'm rambling again, but check this out. This is the problem that I got. I got the Revell kit. I'm like, oh, I want to make the ship. But it's unopened. I'm like, all right, so I don't want to open it up. So, I found out about the Ideal one. So I got this one at a great price. So I got this, and I did a review on it. You can check it out. I'm like, well, this is from the 50s. And Alan, Commodore Urban, actually was telling me that all the tissue paper and everything on the inside was actually original. So I'm like, well, I don't want to do this. So now I got a good deal on a Glencoe. The guy wanted $175 and it's sealed. And it was $125. I ended up getting it for that. And it's sealed. So it's sealed. Now I don't want to open that one. So what do I got to do? Just keep buying. I got to keep looking for a kit that's open so I don't have to ruin it. The collector in me just can't break the seal. What is it about me? I don't know. Are you guys the same way? Anyway, his channel features a ton of information on ocean liners. He does a lot of book reviews on the subject, from the Lusitania to the SS United States to the RMS Titanic. He's also done videos on, he's got an interest in trains, Lionel trains. And that's interesting. I was telling him, it's interesting how our interests, they intertwine, and then they kind of branch off. Because I have the Star Trek and the guitars and the other stuff that I'm into, and he's got the Lionel trains and the other stuff that he's into. But I'm going to put a link into the description box. You got to check his channel out. His name is Commodore Urban, excuse me. He goes by the Jack of all trades with the foul mouth, and you just can't get that much more information anywhere else. Everything he puts in his videos is factual, and you got to check it out. And Alan, if you're watching, that video that you made for me, it really touched me. I had never had anyone make a video like that before. I mean, it was an honor. So I wanted to repay you. I'm going to show pictures of the drawings that you sent me. He did a great job on the SS United States. His pictures make mine look like, well, a bad cartoon. I'll put them up. You guys can check it out. And Alan, I want to thank you again for the video you made for me. And I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'll talk to you soon.